Osaberima Major BOAKYE DJAN. Now a key figure of the AFRC regime. In fact, on the mastermind behind the June 4th revolution in 1979. Any pair you can ask me, not the childhood friend, any the late former president J.J. Rawlings. Only J.J. Rawlings and a co-watching school. In fact, Adana J.J. Rawlings, yen a na konedwa Jima Rawlings wedding no. BOAKYE DJAN and an J.J. Rawlings best man. Into wow to me who now for far any or door was some penny for me and them. Now, in an interview with JoyNews, and BOAKYE DJAN edit to be the entire or decided to joining the Ghana army. Because now a news editor, Emma newspaper be an EFN Ghanaian Times. And the NLC, led by Ankara, organize a conference be a castle. And Suma BOAKYE DJAN and any crew so Monko take coverage. And after the conference, and BOAKYE DJAN say, or whom say Joseph Ankara, Edenisa, a Sunano, ever one side. Into whom and our command cameraman say, on take a picture, or snap picture, no, so na pa. Na Ankara who and Anyane de. Ana ama omeyeche ono BOAKYE DJAN no editaining was signal regiment onu soldiers for no eda homa ade achinye na ose ade ba ko esi ya ne rure emfida ene se upon e hono koda ni na no wasada wet blanket so ema ade achin after that no pie no ye na adwen se na ekoso ye military no na se na ekoso ye armed forces no mu dia obe try so obinya chance onya chance no be rema no ma hwe say omitimi change the face of the army now into ho and started the due process. And fortunately he was recruited into the armed forces though or apply as a PRO, but later he ended up into the infantry. And na bibia started free and for
I may want to go further.
Okay.
You see, when I left Lagos in 1967, my first job was Ghanaian Times as a senior editor. And there was an incident that I will never forget. I was asked to attend a conference being organized by the General Anchor of NLC at the castle. And normally they will pose for pictures, what I call, what is it? Upfront. Okay. So I said, look, I saw General Ankara in a very pensive mood with the hand on the chain in the hand, and I asked the cameraman to take the picture. It was a beautiful picture, but the general misunderstood it and hauled me to Castle and detained me overnight at Signal Regiment.
Okay, you were just a civilian then? You were not.
I was civilian. Yeah, I was civilian.
You were working the Ghanaian Times.
Ghanaian Times as editor. That's right, media man.
Okay.
And I remember they put me on a wet blanket, and I had to sleep overnight with the soldiers. And I started talking to them, and I decided that look, we can't have this going on in this our dear country. So I decided then and then to join the army to see if something could be done. I was having problems internally, ideologically with the regime at that time. But fortunately, I saw an advert in the national papers that they wanted a PR officer in the army.
Okay.
And I joined up. When I went there, again, I think it's fate. They told me that the Armed Forces Regulation then had qualification pay for graduates of doctors, pharmacists. Unfortunately, there was no qualification pay for PR man. So they invited me to attend a meeting, General Minu and others, that I had a choice. Either go into the infantry or take what is on offer or go back home as a giving a gun.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So yeah. I joined up and I had a 6 months training because either you are graduate, you had a 6 months training with no academics at all, or you came from 5 and you had heavy dose of academic or 6th form and so forth. So we had only 6 months of concentrated education, and then I was sent to 5 Battalion for my 6 months and then sent back to the DPR as assistant director. Things weren't going all right. You know, this 1970, July, I joined up, right? 31st October was the commissioning day. I set up a free Africa movement of similar young men that I had met at the academy and were plotting, even then, of having to have a Ghana change course.
Okay.
Right? So I joined up and started getting things done and the Free Africa movement, which I set up.
I see.
That piloted the whole operation. And ended up. But 15th May was not intended to happen.
Was not intended to happen?
No. As a matter of fact, he will admit, he called me to the then tourist hotel now.
So you're talking about former President Rawlings, but you planned June 4th with him?
What I'm saying is that it had been planned long before.
Oh, okay.
June 4th.
Okay.
I'm coming to the build up to it.